Congratulations on the victory, Andre Berto, back in the W column.
Yeah, it was a tough fight. Credit to Berto. He stayed in the fight mentally. He was prepared physically to stay in the fight, but more important, mentally, he stayed in the fight. He could have easily been distracted, by a couple of things that went on, but he stayed in there and he persevered, and it was a victory well deserved against a tough opponent. It was a very close fight.
Well, you just mentioned it was a close fight. I know it came down to the scorecards. Was there any concern on your part when those scorecards were read, or were you pretty confident that you guys had secured the W?
Well, I felt that down the stretch he secured the W, but you never know. Just from the eyeball test, I felt that he pulled it out. I did tell him we needed every round after 6, and particularly 10, 11, and 12 that we needed. So, but it was a very close fight and a good fight. One thing I want to say, Ben, when Berto's cup came off.
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
I don't know. It just tore loose.
Right.
That's a fast cup. That's a cup they use in the amateurs. And I always tell him, look, man, in the pros you need a big cup, a cumbersome cup, a big cup, but it's cumbersome to him. So I said, man, well, you get into the body enough, you're gonna see what I'm saying. But down on the telecast, they were giving me credit for thinking to bring a second cup, but actually that was Donald Ames who thought to bring the second cup. My assistant coach, he's the one that saw the second cup and told Bert, I'm gonna bring this extra cup. So no credit goes to me; it goes to Donald Ames, EAMES.
Ooh, it's a good thing he thought about that, because if y'all didn't have another cup, I don't know what you would have done.
Yeah, it could have been bad. They had to run back and borrow one of the earlier fighters' cup if it was still there or not.
Right. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's like the first time I've ever seen something like that.
No.
That's crazy.
No, they probably would have stopped it on a technical decision.
So obviously the welterweight division is stacked, Birds. There's a lot of names out there, and there's also a lot of guys that are tied up. They already have fights and already have opponents lined up and whatnot. Where would you kind of like to see Berto go coming off this win? I mean, he is. I don't want to say he's at the end of his career, but he's been, boxing for a long time now. So just knowing that he is on the other side of his career, are there certain types of fights that you guys look for, or is it just whatever the best opportunity is?
Well, he's definitely on the countdown, and how many counts that is remains to be seen. But I think he should look at it from a business perspective. What's the best business move for him, as well as a career move, but I think at this stage, business first and foremost.
Do you work with fight obviously you're their trainer and whatnot, and I know you don't insert yourself into their business, but just because you do have that knowledge, do you work with fighters to try and not teach them, but maybe advise them on looking at their career from the business standpoint?
Well, I try to give them a picture of what's ahead. And taking all things into consideration, the age, on the body, and also the financial position that they're in. It's obvious that some would like to squeeze in a few more fights, even if they pass their prime. That's when you have to be more business-like and selective to see what would be the best. In the long run, the fighter has the last word on how they want to do it, and I'm from a supportive position, but I will always tell the truth on matters if I feel it's dangerous to the fighter or if it makes business sense or not. So in that respect, I do have something to say, but it's always the fighter who has the last say-so.